Everybody, let's say goodbye to the AD400 because Hey guys, so I decided to get out of the dungeon and record out here today. So in any case, I want to get into this video, which I've been thinking about filming for a long time, and that is why I'm selling my AD400. And the reason for that is that I've owned this flash probably about 6 or 7 years, I think. And my assistant Julio just walked by earlier. He was dropping off a lens, and I was telling him what I was filming. He goes, "I've never seen that flash before." And it just made me think how little I actually use it. So because of that, I don't like, hoarding equipment. I mean, I think a lot of us fall into that. I have more light stands than I can count, but I want to kind of get rid of some stuff that I'm not actually using. So this video is the reason why I'm going to be selling my AD400. And it's not an advertisement, although if you guys want to buy it, hit me up if it hasn't sold yet. But the reason I'm selling it really is what Julio just said. Let me show you guys what this behemoth looks like. So AD400 Pro. I bought this thing when I broke a couple of my AD200s. And I figured, okay, let me get something with a little bit more power. And for what it is, it's great. Don't get me wrong. If you shoot a lot during the day, if you shoot in the middle of the day, I should say, this flash probably will do you very good. It has a fan, it's very powerful. The only thing I notice is that the battery life for some reason is not very good. And I have read in a few people's comments that they've mentioned the same thing. So I will only get about 100 full power pops, I would say, if that. I don't even think I get that much actually. And that, to me, that's very disappointing. I feel like, for a flash that you're gonna be using for an entire photo shoot, whatever it may be, you're gonna want something that's a little bit more longer lasting than that. And that's where, as you guys have seen in previous videos that I've posted, my favorite unit comes up. And that would be the AD200. Now, 9 times out of 10, when we schedule a session, we schedule it in the afternoon. We schedule it so we're not gonna be shooting in harsh, bright light because nobody looks good in harsh, bright light. Now, there are times where we have to, whether it's a wedding where most of their portraits are gonna be in the middle of the day. And in those situations, I'm probably gonna put them in shade, kind of where I'm standing right now. Right now, this is all natural light. It's coming in from these big double doors that I have open. So when you're using natural light in the shade in the middle of the day, it's not so bad. Like right now, it's 12:45. And obviously this looks very soft. But if you're shooting outdoors, you wanna supplement it with something. Now, that's where this thing could come into play because it's, a very powerful unit. However, with AI, and being able to remove things nowadays, and it being so easy, because we were always able to remove things in Photoshop, but it's gonna take you a few minutes for every single one to do it properly. With AI nowadays, as long as you are very intentional about where you place your flash, you're gonna be able to remove it in post very easily, which means if I want to, I can either shoot this with a sphere or I can shoot it with, I can even set up a softbox on it so you get that nice soft light and pretty close to them. And then you're able to remove that in post pretty much with one click. Like you just swipe in Lightroom and hit, and I would say 80% of the time it gets it pretty close. And then other times it takes a little bit of extra finagling to make sure. But to me, if I'm carrying this and I'm shooting by myself, I would much rather carry this thing around than carry this thing around. And I'm not just giving you guys the old flex.
You're phenomenal, truly awesome.
It really is just that much bigger and that much more cumbersome. Even my assistants, I'd rather they would be focused on spreading the dress and helping, make sure that the flowers are there, things like that, instead of carrying this thing and having to set it up. So because of that, if I were to tell, let's say you're learning photography, you're learning off-camera flash. I've posted a video about this and my conclusion doesn't change. It's the same thing. If I were to buy a big unit for middle of the day shooting, or like my main unit, instead of getting one of these for about the same price, I would get 2 of these. And the reason for that is that if you get one big powerful flash, you just have one big powerful flash for the front. If you get 2 of these, you have one for the front, and then you can use one as a side light, backlight, whatever. You have a secondary flash or a backup flash. Because let's say a battery fails or the unit, it falls into breaks, which happened to me. You have a backup flash instead of just having this one and then, that's it, unless you can go out and get this one as well. But again, for portability and what you're gaining versus what you're losing, to me, the AD200 makes a heck of a lot more sense. And obviously you guys can check out some of the other videos that we've posted about it. I rave about that flash. I'm not sponsored by Godox. They don't send me anything, but I just think that the AD200 is just top tier as far as, you know, what off-camera flash I would recommend. But anyway, that's the conclusion. Everybody, let's say goodbye to the AD400. Because I won't be using it. And, you know, I did post about MagMod and the attachments for the AD400, AD600, anything with a bow and mount. I still stand by it. Like, this unit is for certain people. It's just that if you're a wedding photographer, if you're an event photographer, I don't necessarily see the need to carry this behemoth. You know what I mean? So if you shoot fashion and you're shooting a lot more, you know, with the blue sky in the middle of the day, I could understand why you would want something this powerful, or even, in my opinion, I would say, don't get the 400. If you're gonna carry a big brick, just get the 600 at that point. Get something that's really gonna give you even more power. So, in conclusion, the 400 to me, it's been okay, you know? It's been a fine experience, but I haven't used it in months. I can't remember the last time I took it out. So, all right, let's all say goodbye to this, and let's all say goodbye to each other for now. Thank you guys for watching. If you agree with what I said, disagree with what I said, as long as you keep it respectful, we can have a nice dialogue. Leave a comment below, and if you made it to the end, if you haven't subscribed, if you would subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And if not, I'm sure there are other videos that you would enjoy more. Anyway, have a great week, guys. Bye.